I'm Gina, creator and owner of Ritual Sense LLC, and I'm going to talk about my incense, obviously. So, I have my incense for sale on my Etsy and at stores locally in Salem, Oregon. So, there's 3 options to buy. So, you can either buy the kits in the stores or on my Etsy. They come with the incense, which comes in a glass jar. And if you get the full kit, you also get the ramekin, which is where you would burn the incense in. And then you also get a coaster, which I put my logo on. And then you would get a spoon, which I love these because they're super cute. And then you would also get the list of ingredients and then the name of the incense. And then an instruction card that says, how to burn it and, please don't eat it. And then, my business card. So you can pick the full kit, which gets you all of those things, or you can choose to just buy the incense and the spoon, or you can just buy the incense. So 3 options for you. So when you get your incense, whether it's in the kit, just the incense and the spoon, or just the jar, make sure you shake the jar. So this will help to incorporate the saltpeter that's in there, and it will also help to incorporate your energy. So as I said, there's saltpeter. Saltpeter is what makes this self-igniting. So you don't have to buy charcoal discs. Me personally, I don't like charcoal discs, so that's why I use saltpeter. So when I was a baby witch a very, very long time ago, back in the 1900s, I burnt myself with charcoal discs. I had dishes explode. I think they get to be like 1,500 degrees. They're hot and they're messy, and sometimes they're just too much. So saltpeter is nice because you can measure how much you need. So that's why I use it. I also call my incense metaphysical because in addition to selecting specific ingredients for these blends, I am using the moon from the waxing to the full moon, but I'm also using my energy. I'm setting intention. I am using ritual and sacred space to charge the incense, but I'm also using sound. I use bells. I use my singing bowl. I have this egg shaker thing that helps me focus. So I use sound, energy, intention, space, as in my sacred space. I use crystals, candles, of course, smoke cleansing. I use Florida water, which is mixed with moon water. I speak over the... That was my cat. It wasn't anything weird. I speak intention over the incense. It's time, energy, and space within sacred space to charge the incense, in addition to the moon. So it all kind of peaks at the full moon. So as far as ingredients, I always have my base, kind of like when you're making a sauce, or you have your Holy Trinity with the celery, carrots, and onions. My Holy Trinity is rosemary, lavender, and sage. I use common sage, not white sage, because I am non-native, so white sage is close to me, so I use common sage. But for me, my Holy Trinity, rosemary, lavender, common sage. Me personally, I think that 3, for me, I don't know, they provide, those ingredients provide protection, purification, cleansing, peace, love, healing, So that's, for me, it's a good way to start. So that's why I use those 3 ingredients always. And then I build from there. So at the time of this filming, I have 2 blends for sale. Happy, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise. Excuse me. And then Guides, Grace, Gratitude, and Grounding. They are very different, those 2 blends. Happy, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise is very earthy. Partly because of the ingredients I picked. There's things like sassafras and patchouli for wealth, but I also put nuts in there for wealth, which I think that's why it's partly because why it's earthy, but that's part of the correspondences. And then Guides, Grace, Gratitude, and Grounding is very ethereal and airy because of what I picked and what it's supposed to do. I mean, really, it's meant to contact spirit partly, but also there's ingredients in there to help you ground and come back once you're done. But it has ingredients like mugwort and wormwood and angelica root and rue and dandelion and frankincense and myrrh and copal. So it's very like for your third eye kind of astral projection type of blend, and it felt very different when I was making it. Emotionally and spiritually, it was very different. So maybe you just have to buy them and try them. But yeah, this is kind of a background. But I do want to show you, because if you've seen in my videos, I've burnt my incense, but I want to be thorough. So you just spoon out the incense, and a little or a lot, however much you want. And it is self-igniting, but you still have to add fire. Unless you're fancy like that, I don't know. So just add fire. And you just keep it lit until you start to, that popping. That's all you need. And then I like to blow on it, but you can use your hand or feather or just blow. If you have a spoon, you can add more, but you can use the spoon to lift it up a little bit once it gets going to allow more air in. So the coaster is nice because it has that notch. You can kind of carry it around. I like to carry it around. That's why I provided the coaster, because I'm walking around, cleansing the space, creating my intention, setting my intention, and getting that smoke all over, because that's how but if you just want to set it down and, you know, set your space and get the smoke going while you set your intentions, do your prayers, your meditation, that's up to you. One of the other things that's cool about these coasters, I was showing someone, and she's like, "Oh, you can just snuff it." And I was like, "I'm gonna steal that," because it's like, yes, of course, obviously, you could snuff it, and then you're done. I'm like, I'm stealing that. So thank you for that. But just add a little more air, and then you're back in business. And if you leave it closed, take the air out, it'll go out. But you can either walk around with it or put it out. So it's kind of cool. So like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been making my incense for almost 20 years. So I'm used to the spark. So I know how much it's gonna spark. So get used to it and then enjoy. I hope this helps. I hope you learned something, hopefully. I hope you enjoy and love ritual scents as much as I do. So, yeah. Blessed be.